Looking for a more affordable entry into bush plane flying? How about paramotoring, aka the dirt bike of the sky? Paramotoring STOL is the next best thing, and this adventure motor that you wear on your back is your ticket to getting airborne quick. At Aviator Paramotor, our 2-week training takes you from zero to hero.
Sunrise this morning, it was beautiful. There was a thin layer of fog flying. It's just like all the stress and all that kind of just floats away. It's really peaceful.
From no experience to feeling confident and competent flying on your own. Let the team at Aviator Paramotor in Lake Wales, Florida teach you your new superpower of running into the sky. Classes are filling up quick, but there are spots available today, so call now. Side effects include, but not limited to, significant life changes, foot drags, ear-to-ear smiles. Find the extreme freedoms of ripping around the skies in your new adventure motor with friends.
National STOL at Paradise City at Sun and Fun 2025. Right now we're looking at some of our STOL competitors out in the field. I believe this is the first heat that we're looking at right now. We're going to get ready to go here in a few moments. Right now we have the pivotal Black Fly if you remember it from the past couple years. It's currently flying over the ultralight field over here at Paradise City. While we're waiting for our STOL demo pilots to continue with the same demo that we've had the past few nights, excluding Wednesday, which Wednesday was the most awesome fireworks display so far this week. In fact, it's the only one this week so far. Tomorrow night we will have the finale to the night show, ending with the amazing fireworks display that will include lasers and fireworks, of course, and drones. And Sun and Fun does an awesome job at that. So looks like Pivotal is giving us another go around the field. Then their chief engineer, who I believe his name's Sabrina, is going to land. And then your favorite STOL competitors will be in a demo, or some of your favorite STOL competitors will be in a demo for the evening. Past couple nights, we've had some exciting flying. The first night, on Tuesday night of the demo, everybody scratched except for Levi. So that was exciting, and that set a fire under everybody's butts. But last night we had an even better competition because of that, in my honest opinion. So everybody did well. We did have one mishap, very small mishap, with Keith Lang's Super Cub, Pepper. Hit one of the checkered flags at the beginning, at the reference line, or at least what National STOL calls the reference line, or I'll call the start and finish line. So he is out for tonight, I believe. So we'll see what's going to happen with our current lineup as the Pivotal lands right now. And if you've seen that demo with the Pivotal, or if you remember it as it was called Blackfly, it's very interesting. It's an awesome flying machine, if you will. It does fly, but it is not 100% controlled by the pilot, from what I understand. So there is a little bit of automation there. And it looks like our STOL competitors are getting started. In the number 46, we have Warren Grobilar. You can barely see over the tent. We've also got Levi Nogues behind him, along with Jerry Clemens. We've got Sheldon. We've got Doug Jackson in the BLT, which is not a bacon, lettuce, tomato sandwich. That is a Badlands Traveler. We've got Patrick McIntyre in the Rands S7, and furthest from us right now we have Dan Reynolds, who last night in the pilot briefing was asking if they had a tape measure because he was possibly sure that he was going to break a record tonight, but it's always a possibility. It didn't happen, but we will hope to see that happen. I mentioned Sheldon's name, but I did not mention that he is flying in a Zenith named Redbird, which I always have to think about because one of my best friends in the world, his name is Redbeard. So it's kind of hard for me to, I have to think about it before I enunciate. So.
She is a volunteer, I will say that.
And right now, the field is getting set up. You're not able to see it right now, but we've got all of our ground crew setting up all the cones, setting up the flags, and all of the numbers. There's also a photo crew out there, which I am sort of a part of, but tonight we switched, so there can only be one photographer out there. I am shooting for the Sun and Fun media crew. Shout out to them. They have been doing an awesome job all week, and they've allowed me to be out in the Bushwell Base Camp area as opposed to going around and snapping photos of all the people and doing all the things that everyone loves to see at Sun and Fun. I was lucky enough to be able to shoot exclusively over here in the Bushwell Base Camp area / Paradise City. So it's been awesome, and I really, really appreciate that team for allowing me to do that. And as you can see, we've got Warren on the move, followed by Jerry, followed by Doug, followed by Patrick, who will probably be followed by Levi, by Sheldon, and then by Dan Reynolds in the Chinook. So I'm on top of the National STOL trailer right now, so I can hear Jughead talking, but I can't hear all of the radio chatter, so I don't know what class we're doing. But last night we were in Group Alpha, Group Bravo, and Group Charlie, and each one of those groups had 2 runs. Some only had 1. Council, who is currently announcing the STOL demo for SNF, Sun and Fun. Sorry that you can't hear Jughead's awesome commentary, because that guy is a showman. He's currently out on the field, blue jeans and a tuxedo jacket with tails. As we can see, Levi playing with the tail up as he's taxiing.
Levi rolled the three-quarter short, putting on a little bit of style. Remember, tonight, the rules are, we're going to line these airplanes up on the start-finish line. Take off the shortest distance destination from the main wheel.
All right, so Warren Grobelar is getting lined up right now. You might be able to see or hear his greatest fan club, the greatest fan club at the Sun and Fun STOL demo. He's got a lot of friends out here that are in support of him. Here he goes, tail up. And the number 46 is off. I cannot tell you how far that takeoff was, but it was short. Guarantee that.
It's going to be more about maximizing the lift, more about pilot technique. We don't have the wind to help him
So we're
out.
going to wait for him to clear the pattern, or actually clear upwind into his crosswind turn, and then Jerry Clemens is going to be on the go. Jerry comes back to look forward to him using beta prop. Helping slow down. And Double D is off, ready to go.
Doug Jackson, the original founder of all the
Doug Jackson is up on the line, the original founder of National STOL. This aircraft is the Badlands Traveler, which is one of my favorite aircraft on the STOL circuit. We used to call it the Cessna Cub, because it has Cessna wing and a Cub fuselage. Patrick McAteer is up on the line currently.
A little bit lighter. Rotax powered, less horsepower. Lightweight, one less power.
You might be able to hear Jughead mentioning that he has a Rotax in that Ren's S7. It's a quiet beast. All right, I'm not even going to guess these numbers, because right now the judges themselves can see the actual numbers, and on the other side of the numbers for me, I'm seeing hundreds where they're in the 60 range. So Patrick McAteer's takeoff looked like it was sub 60 or 60. And we've got everybody coming back in. Warren Grobelar is first up. Oh yeah, that's a solid landing. All right, yeah, it is 198 on that landing. Sub 200 from Warren Grobelar. And it sounds like you put a train horn on that aircraft. We've got this awesome sunset scenery brought to you by Florida, of course. Jerry Clemens coming in and smashing it down. He's in beta, and from what I can see, our line judge, our headline judge, is giving the thumbs up. Or actually, that might be Russ Keith out there with Airplanes and Coffee, who is giving us a double thumbs up to confirm that that landing was great. I think our headline judge is obscured from my vision at the moment. And Doug Jackson coming in a BLT, the Badlands Traveler, one of my favorite aircraft that I've mentioned many, many times in previous broadcasts. He looks really slow, which is great for what we're what we're trying to achieve right now. He's going to give it a little power. And he's got a little bit extra energy coming in on that landing. Hopefully it gives us a good stop. And he will. As he taxis back. Yeah, Patrick McIntyre approaching the line. Low energy. Plopping it in. Tail wheel first, which is allowed. And he's got it stopped. Oh my goodness, it looks so great from here. I know it was exciting for him. It was probably more exciting for the crowd that can see him up close.
This is the way we like to finish out our STOL demonstration.
All right, so we've got Levi Nogues approaching the line right now. Tail wheel up in the Storch. Followed by Sheldon, followed by Dan.
Such a great event.
Looks like we only have 2 groups tonight. I'm really enjoying watching Levi's showmanship with his tail wheel up as he approaches the line, and he holds it there as he's given the go-ahead. Back.
Sheldon Harrington's the man. He's a solid performer with us.
The Storch is an amazing aircraft powered by Rotax. She's very quiet.
Look how that tail sweeps up. It allows him to get a lot of tail.
Got Sheldon Hetherington coming up to the line as he's giving it the beans, as Ryan Dombrowski would say. Pulls back. Might have been a little early on that pull, but that's still awesome numbers. He's taking off in shorter distances than even I can, so I can't talk too much mess.
Dan Reynolds out of Dawson City, Utah, is about as far away from Lakeland, Florida as you can get.
All right, Dan Reynolds giving it the beans in the Chinook. I don't even know. 69 feet is what I'm hearing on that takeoff. And of course, you may not be able to see it, but on the side of that aircraft it says it's not an airplane.
There we go, as we come by, making a little fun with the crowd.
And we got Levi on base as he's turning final. It's pretty high, so I wonder if he's going to give it a little bit of a slip, or if he's going to have that power management to be able to give it, to drop it in. He's got his flaps extended, so no matter what, he's going to be able to fly very, very slow, which the Storch is one of the kings of out here. It was an observational plane in World War II on the German side, so you will see German markings on there. Currently it has West German markings on it, I believe, mixed in with some World War II markings. And you can see him working the rudder, which is extremely important. Jughead gave that is, as everyone this week has exclaimed, an Air Force landing. Very beautiful.
Never seen a good colonel that didn't have a good lieutenant colonel that keep him out of trouble.
That was expert placement by Levi. He's been flying great all week.
You guys having fun? Yeah. I haven't been able to come all the way down to this because I hear we got the routing on.
But yeah, you'll see our pilots working the rudders on these aircraft as when you're down low and slow, you lose. The slower you go, the mushier your ailerons are going to be, so that's when it's crucial. Sorry, I was just distracted by, I'm pretty sure, the F-35C coming in. Loud noises. John Jughead Council is talking about the F-35C noise as Sheldon was landing, which was not the sounds that we were all expecting to hear.
He has great visibility. The aircraft can really fly a steep approach. He got to about 8 feet above the ground, realized he was high. Watch.
But as you get slower, the ailerons become mushier, and then you're going to do you're going to use rudder control in order to prevent the aircraft from rolling, or at least aid in the ailerons.
We're going to call it 80.
All right, sounds like Dan gave just about 33 feet and stopped at the 80-foot mark. So that would have been a 50-foot or less landing had he not given up that 33 feet. And our first group of pilots are getting set back up, led by Warren Grobelar.
You won't find a punter guy over the fifth in Warren right there. He does not take rifle himself too seriously.
So while we're getting set up, I'm going to talk a little bit about Sun and Fun and thank them for allowing us to broadcast live from Paradise City. Nice deal was struck, and thanks to Anitra Goddard, we are here live with you. This is not technically a National STOL broadcast, but it is brought to you by National STOL. This is Sun and Fun 2025 STOL Invitational at Paradise City. Warren is getting set back up on the line. Got a great sunset right now. I mean, you can't ask for better. Yesterday was awesome. We had some clouds obscuring the sun, which gave us some great rays. I took some phenomenal photos, if I say so myself. And Warren's on the go right now. He's going to pull back. And that was an excellent takeoff.
Picked up that sail to a level flying attitude, so there was almost no angle of attack on that wing. Because angle of attack produces lift. Lift produces reduced drag. So they're raising those sails to minimize that reduced drag.
Got Jerry Clemens on the line, waiting for Warren to make that crosswind turn. Right crosswind. And here he goes. I can see John. I can see Jughead running with him, and he's going to pull back stick. Once again, another short takeoff. I think that was actually shorter than Warren's takeoff. So kudos to Jerry and his excellent piloting skills. Jughead's mentioning the lighting as well. It is absolutely gorgeous, as he just mentioned. I can't get enough of it, especially standing on top of the trailer. Doug Jackson on the go. Right stick did even shorter. It just continues to get shorter. I believe I heard a 145 on that takeoff, 145 feet on that takeoff for Doug Jackson. Pat McIntyre on the line.
Those tires absorb a lot of energy when you hit the ground.
Let's see how short he's going to make this takeoff. I know he has a Rotax, but I don't think I was able to hear that footage on the takeoff. I want to say it's sub 120 from where I'm standing. There's a little parallax from where I'm at. All right, Warren. You got double thumbs up from Russ Keith down there. That aircraft is such a stunning aircraft, and it's not even super polished right now, but even at that, it's still shiny and beautiful. I'm glad that I'm able to see my friend Warren fly it once again this year at Sun and Fun. And we got Jerry Clemens enough to impress us all and give us a little show with that beta prop, which would allow him to go backwards, but it's going to aid him in his stopping. Some people may say it's a cheat code. It might be, but it takes a lot of skill to enact the reverse prop on that aircraft. You can't just throw it in a reverse prop just whenever you want to, of course. And as we've talked about all week, along with camaraderie of all the pilots being out here, it's application practice that allows you to be able to use tools like beta prop, reverse prop, and helping you with your stop. So Doug gives a little bit of power before the line, lands a little long, gave up probably 100 feet, hundreds, maybe more. He's just going to roll through. He's not going to stop for us. Completely understand. As we have Patrick McIntyre's Rans S7 coming in, had the opportunity, the pleasure to sit front seat in that aircraft and put it in slow flight at Lone Star STOL. It was an awesome aircraft to fly. And he plops it in. Looks like I've got double thumbs up. 82 feet on that landing. Levi Nogas approaching the line. There's a hype crew running the crowd line right now. I can hear the crowd cheering. Like Jughead said, we are waiting for all the aircraft to taxi by before we are able to launch Levi.
That Sky Cowboy helmet right there with the visors making a lot run for the taxi into that front. Here we go.
And looks like Levi's on the go. Most consistent pilot this competition yet. That was an excellent takeoff. If you noticed, you might not have been able to notice, but there is his gear is similar to like a champ. He's gonna, as soon as the tires finish touching the ground, they're gonna extend just a little bit. Look a little gangly, but I assure you that that is exactly how they're supposed to function. Sheldon on the go, pulling the stick back and taking advantage of the weird angles of the Zenith. It's a nose wheel aircraft, but it might as well be a tail wheel aircraft as far as they can pull back on the stick and get that extreme angle of attack into the wing. Let's see what Dan Reynolds is going to do for us. Giving it the beans. That takeoff was so short that the Connex, where everybody's standing, where all the judges, or not the judges, but where all the air bosses and everyone are standing, it obscured my view of his takeoff. So we're going to say that that is absolutely every bit of short of 60 feet on that takeoff. Probably going to be wrong, but hopefully not. Levi Nogas on. Right. Base final. I know you can see this awesome sunset. Looks to be pretty high, but he is managing his way down right now. Flaps extended. You can see him. You can see the rudder from back here, working and moving. It's not jostling around too much because he's got it on an expert descent. Just going to give it just a little bit of power to arrest that descent rate. Let's keep the wings level. It's using the rudder to keep them level. Oh, that looks like it was a scratch.
So close, but so far.
And that's a scratch for Levi Noguez. You can't see it right now, but above me we've got a lot of traffic happening right now. We've got our STOL Invitational pilots flying. We've got Twin Otter flying with our jumpers that are going to come up after the STOL Invitational. And then I believe what I'm looking at is a A26 that's above them. All right, Sheldon coming in, getting it stopped. Looks like it's a little bit over 175 feet. And the man Dan on approach. You might be hearing a little bit of Twin Otter in the microphone straight above me. All right, Dan, let's see what you're going to do. This is looking good as Jughead's in. Oh, my goodness. What is that number? It's short. Jughead saying it's the landing of the week here. It was amazing. It was absolutely every bit of beautiful.
You can't tell it from here, but our line shots have a 15-foot tape measure on the pit. We have it there because Dan has landed on less than 15
Did I just hear 15 foot?
And if we thought he was going to get the line we would have
Wow.
down and we would have measured it to get an official score.
No, Jughead saying if it is sub 15 foot, they're going to get the tape measure out and measure that footage.
You having fun? Oh, yes, he did. We got beautiful sportsman stroke pit on there, action arrow shot in between those big spring tires.
Very excited to be here with you, talking about some of our STOL competitors that are outside of the National STOL competition, but still showcasing their abilities in their aircraft here at the Sun and Fun STOL demo.
No, that was a good one. Yes.
The crowd and Jughead are giving Dan love. It was a beautiful landing. And Warren giving it the beans. And it's looking somewhere in the 180, 185-ish range, maybe 190. I'm not able to hear actual numbers from my position, going based off of some of the line judges out here, especially because we are at a somewhat weird angle, so that's going to already cause parallax as opposed to being right there on the field in the trailer, how your dynamic duo Ryan Dombrowski and myself are usually set. And Jerry Clement was giving the beans, giving it a nice short landing, or short takeoff, excuse me. And a little prop noise maybe from Kyle Fowler and Ghost Rider Air Shows above us. Photo shoot. Oh, Doug Jackson pulls the stick back hard on the BLT, the Badlands Traveler, aka the Cessna Cub, as we used to call it, where it had a Cub airframe, Cub fuselage with, I believe, a 170 wing originally. It's not the case now. That airfoil is a little bit different. Got your back here flying the Rans S7. This landing just like our last round, just consistently getting shorter and shorter and shorter with every aircraft in this first round. All right, right now we are back to this beautiful sunset. The clouds are almost in the same position as they were yesterday. We're getting light rays where if you're on the field, you're getting awesome photos. So I'm hoping my buddy Omar out there on the field is getting some awesome photos. Warren Grobelaar planting the landing just a little bit over the line. It's getting dark. I need to take off my sunglasses, but I believe that might have been a scratch if I'm looking at Russ Keith right now. I think I saw his arms crossed. All right, Jerry Clemens bringing it in with this beautiful sunset in the background. We're seeing purples from these clouds. Here we go, here we go. All right. Okay, looks like I saw 2 thumbs up from someone out on the field. Can't tell who that is. Almost kind of looks like Brian Wallstrom out there, but I'm pretty sure he's on this side of the field. And Doug Jackson bringing it in. He's low. He's giving just a little bit of power. He's going to chop it. Was that a scratch? I think that was good, and it sounds like Jughead said his stop was 160 feet for Doug Jackson in the Badlands Traveler. All right, let's go, Pat. Let's see what he's going to do in the Rans S7. It looks like that was a scratch. I saw some of the chalk line come up from there. Okay, it looks like we're going for another round. I think we have a little bit more time than we had last night due to there being 2 classes, or 2 groups, as opposed to 3 groups. Again, you are watching the Sun and Fun STOL demo at Paradise City Sun and Fun 2025, brought to you by National STOL. My name is Cam Walton. Ryan Dombrowski left earlier today, and I'm missing my buddy, but I can't wait to see him next week at Swamp STOL. We'll see you there. We're not done. We've got what looks like another couple rounds of aircraft flying. And we go Levi No Guess on the go in the storage. He pulled back just a little early. That's why you saw the tail settle back down and kind of stay there for a second, as opposed to help launching him back into the air. Next, we've got a Redbird piloted by Sheldon Hetherington. In case you don't know, Sheldon's also an accomplished aviation photographer. One of the best in the biz. Oh my goodness, that was an excellent execution. I mean, and you may not be able to see right now, but the windsock it's not standing out like it has been this week. This whole week it's been pretty windy. And he did that amazing short takeoff and not very much awesome. I can't even tell you how far that was for Dan's takeoff, but it looks like it was shorter than last time. And they do have the wind's getting a little stiffer, which that's what we want. We want a little bit more wind. It's going to give us shorter and shorter takeoffs, as well as shorter and shorter landings. shout out to this class of pilots. I mean, I've got favorites. Okay, I don't really have a favorite. Like everyone's my favorite, but in this group, there's been some exhibitions and short field takeoffs. See some of this golden reddish light bouncing off of Levi's Storch. It is a replica Storch, not a full-size Storch. I believe it is 70%. Oh, was that a scratch? That was a scratch. I guess Levi's going to give us the scratches that he would have had on Tuesday had he not scratched, or had he not done well, since everybody else scratched. It's okay though, it's not going to hurt his spirit. He's always cheery. I can totally see him taking it back to the barn and brewing himself up some coffee, because he will drink coffee at any point. It doesn't matter how late in the day it is. Here we go, Sheldon. Oh, it's another scratch. I did a little bit too much bragging. So we've got a little time before Dan makes it in. Like I said, we've got all sorts of traffic flying around right now. We've got a photo shoot happening with some of our nighttime aerobatic pilots. Looks like Kyle Fowler, Ghost Rider Air Shows, and the jet-powered glider. And right now they're turning on all the lights as Dan's coming in. And here we go. Oh! Let's go, Dan. I'm trying to find a number. No one said any numbers, but I'm usually relying on Jughead for numbers way out there in second hand. But that was a super short landing by Dan, earning the name Lawn Dart, Mr. Lawn Dart Dan. And here we go with Warren Grobelar. We can see that beautiful sunset reflecting off of his rudder as it's dancing as it takes off. And we're getting a little bit stiffer wind, which I believe this is our last round of pilots as Levi, Sheldon, and Dan are taking it back to the barn. It's unfortunate too, because that wind is picking up, which would give us even shorter landings than what we've been seeing so far. But we're going to have awesome takeoffs. Jerry Clemens right now on the line, tail coming up in double D. The Aviation Husky. And yeah, landings are getting shorter than the other rounds than what they were doing earlier. Doug Jackson pulling up to the line as we're watching Jerry Clemens turn right crosswind and pattern. Doug Jackson I believe that was sub 100 feet. Looks like it might have been somewhere close to 90, 95 feet. And Pat McIntyre on the line for his last takeoff for the evening in the Rans S7. Sold to him by Jared Garrettson, who was sold to him by another Jared from Arkansas, who built the aircraft originally. That'd be Jared Justice, who is a national STOL competitor we haven't seen in a while. I believe he's cooking up something else in the form of a Kit Fox that may or may not be on the circuit. We'll see. Warren Grobelar bringing it in. Nice and low. Okay, that was a good landing. It was a little bit long, but you can see that the wind might have given up a little bit of gust. It might be gusting right now. And if you're watching this for the first time ever, welcome. You're watching the STOL demo at Paradise City, Sun and Fun 2025. From on top of the National STOL trailer that you would normally see Ryan Dombrowski and myself inside of. I am currently on top with our birthday boy, James Ward. And Jerry Clemens giving it the beans in reverse. Which I don't know how I feel about reverse beans. But I'm liking it. I'm liking what Jerry's doing for us in Double D. Doug Jackson bringing it in. He's keeping it pretty low. Oh, this looks great. This looks like it's going to be a great landing for him. Give it the brakes. Looks like it was a good landing for him. All right, Paradise City is coming alive as it's getting a little bit later. We got more people out here. We got the crowds growing, even though the STOL demo is about to end. We got people playing football, walking around some of the ultralights as Patrick McIntyre is bringing it in for the last time tonight. Ooh, man, it looked great from here. Not very sure what they're going to say about that. But as Patrick takes it off the runway, tail up, that is going to conclude our STOL demo for tonight. This is the last STOL demo for this week for Sun and Fun 2025. We are saddened by that. I would love to see another demo tomorrow night, but that is okay. We will be bringing you all of those pilots, or at least most of them, next week at the National STOL Swamp STOL competition for 2025. My name is Cam Walton, and I will see you next week at National STOL.